So we are back, and it's another podcast at onXRP. And today I'm really, really pleased to welcome Alex from Anbu Legends to the podcast today. So welcome, Alex.
Well, thanks, Lee. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
No worries, no worries. So let's start with, who's Alex and Anbu Legends?
So who's Alex? I'm just a guy. Like I'm just a normal guy. I've loved games and anime and technology growing up. Born and raised in London, and then obviously over the years, as technology's advanced, to keep up to date with it, you see crypto coming out, you see NFTs coming out, and then I just thought, this would be a great way, a great technology to utilize to do something I've always wanted to do, and that was be involved in games, whether it's create my own one, be involved with anime art. Like, I don't know if you know many anime enthusiasts, but when we like anime, we love it. And it's sort of like that picture there is an anime picture that my girlfriend painted. So yeah, that's sort of where Anbu Legends came from, and I just wanted to create something just really cool, and a way to give people obviously something fun to play, something competitive, but then also a way to earn some money, and get rewarded. So yeah, that's where it started.
Good intro, good intro. Well, I picked up on a couple of things. Firstly, I picked up on your accent as soon as you come on, and I'm like, that's a guy from my neck of the woods. I could tell straight away. So whereabouts in London do you come from?
North London.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I originally come from like Alston area.
No, more. Don't know if you know, like Barnet, Oakwood.
Yeah. I know Barnet. Yeah.
Yeah,
You still in that area now, are you? Like,
yeah,
born and raised,
I'm moving out
there?
soon.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm moving out
You've
soon.
had enough
Just
of
down
the
the
big
road.
smoke, then. You've had enough of the big smoke, then, yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm staying in London. I'm actually moving
Yeah.
a bit more further in, but just moving location.
Oh, great. And obviously, you said about games as well. Obviously, you love your games. So,
love my games.
What your memories as a kid? What was kind of the first kind of games that you remember kind of playing?
The first games I remember playing were, I had an N64, and I was playing GoldenEye. I was playing Mario Kart, Super Smash Brothers. Like, Super Smash Brothers, I still play to this day. I love Super Smash Brothers. GoldenEye, just remember my uncle destroying me every single time, because I had no clue what I was doing. He used to be Odd Job, and he was so small you couldn't shoot him. But yeah, no. So they were sort of the first games I remember. Then I had I had Pokemon on my Game Boy. Played that for as long as I can remember, and then PlayStation, Xbox 360. Started playing Modern Warfare. There were some strategy games that I used to like to play on my computer, like Lord of the Rings, all the way through to just now, really. Which I play a lot of things when I have the time. The last sort of year, I haven't had as much time to play games because trying to build one. But yeah.
Well, there's a bit of an age difference between us because your first computer memory was an N64. Mine was a Spectrum or a Commodore 64. So to play the games, I actually had to put cassettes in with ribbons to actually play the game. Yeah.
Makes it more fun.
It does. And I remember when it used to be the thing used to chew the cassettes, so you had to get your pencil out and wind it back in to put it back in there. But I love games. I remember kind of playing Pac-Man, Space Invaders when they kind of first come out, and then I remember when the game changed, really, and that was when the first Nintendos come out and the Mega Drive come out. So then you had games like Mario Brothers, Sonic, and all these kind of cool games. I remember this game when on my Nintendo, the original, the first one ever come out, where you had to flip the front out and put like this plate-sized game in it and lock it down and shut the front. It was huge. Yeah. I had this game, and I can't remember what it was called. Someone would be watching it now and know the game I'm talking about. And you had this plastic gun that you plugged in, and you had these birds float across the screen, and you had to shoot the birds. I can't remember what the game was called though. It was sick. I loved it. I used to just play it for hours.
Yeah, those games were jokes. There was a Time Crisis version. I don't know if you ever played Time Crisis in the arcade.
Nah.
But it's a point and shoot, and it was just like one of the best games. I had one for my PS2. It's like I was in my living room just shooting at my TV, like walking around like an agent. Thought it was the coolest thing ever.
No, the biggest game that I got really addicted to when I was a child was when Mortal Kombat come out the first time, and also Street Fighter. They're the two games that I try to master. And then obviously I love my football, so obviously FIFA goes without saying, right?
Yeah.
So no, that's kind of my gaming background. And it's really interesting and on where I really feel where the blockchain industry is going from a gaming point of view, especially with the integration of NFTs and the play to earn model. And I love that. And what I want to kind of discuss now is where do you see kind of interoperability with games moving forward? Because at the moment, like my son buys a skin on Fortnite, right? But then the value of that is trapped within that game, and there isn't a secondary marketplace somewhere I can sell it, right? So when do you see this true interoperability happening between the games, and when do you reckon like the big players like Nintendo and Sega and PlayStations, Sony and stuff like that come into the fruition with kind of connecting those rails?
I think it's definitely going to happen sooner than we think, and when it does, like in my opinion, they're already preparing for it. They're already building it, but obviously, I think things need to be a bit more regulated before they really get involved. And then when things are and when they do, they've got the money and everything to really create some cool stuff and shed some cool light into this side of crypto. So it's really exciting. Like I like when I think about what PlayStation can do or what Nintendo can do with crypto. Like it gets me excited because it's like we're going to have so many of these cool games that we played for so many years now giving us either play to earn, now giving us digital ownership, now giving us loads of different ways that we can, loads of brand new technology for us to be able to play these games. It's just going to open a bunch of new doors. And as a gamer and as a tech fan, it's just really cool.
No, it is cool. And then obviously I've seen this move towards play to earn model, which it's going to slowly move over and integrate into the metaverses over the next, let's say, 12 to 18 months, because I believe that there is a big move in the market to that space. Obviously, we know that's where Facebook are going with Meta, right? And that's a big player moving into this space. But it'll be interesting to see the interoperability between NFTs and different metaverses, and how are you kind of positioning yourself with kind of your games and your NFTs? Is kind of the metaverse for long play for you guys, or is it literally just a play to earn game that you guys have got on your roadmap?
I'd say the long play for us is really integrating into the esports scene. Like the metaverse and being able to integrate our game into the metaverse and stuff like that is all really cool features to make the game more visually pleasing, more just fun to play for people. Like if you're walking around and you see one of your Anbu Legends walking next to you, and you can use them as either PFPs or you can use them as a when you're playing the game and you see the legend spawn in this metaverse world, it's going to be really cool. But I personally think like to make sure you create something that's worth keeping around, you need to make it competitive. You need to create like a real community on the esports side. So that's proper competitive gaming, whether it's tournaments, leagues, creating teams, stuff like that. I'm really trying to build that fan base because like if you look at games now, the ones that stand the test of time, they're either one of two things. They've built amazing open world games like Skyrim, like Elder Scrolls, stuff like that, GTA, where they're just really fun. There's so much doing. They're so well built, you don't get bored. Or they're games that have a real esports competitive side, like Call of Duty, like Valorant, like Rocket League, like Hearthstone, a really cool card game that's been around for ages. So yeah, that's for me. And for the team, we've sort of said, let's establish a real esports game. Let's establish something really competitive, really cool, and get people playing. That's the goal for us. That's the aim.
That's great. And it's a good strategy to have, because if you can create a competitive environment, it will drive usage, especially if people can earn from it while being competitive at the same time, right? So it's a no-brainer, right?
Yeah.
So next question then, right, Alex? So Alex has had this idea, I want to do this. So you're sat there in your house one day, boom, light bulb goes off, I'm going to do this. So where do you start? Obviously, because what we want to do, we want to inspire the next kind of generation of people to move into this space. So how did you kind of move from idea to actually creating something?
So I mean, I played around with creating NFTs for a while, and then I thought one day I want to make some really cool Anbu NFTs. Like I want to create some really cool designs and stuff like that. Then I realized, myself, I'm not that great of a graphic designer. So there was it's a lot harder than it looks. And then so I found a graphic designer in London. His name's Haruki. He's a real big anime fan. He's like really popular in London. Like if you're in the creative art scene, you know who he is. He's a photographer, graphic designer. He does work with loads of like artists and rappers and stuff like that. He's a real cool guy. And then we created some really cool art and concepts. And I just thought to myself, I've always wanted to make a game. Crypto is all these NFT gaming things are coming out. I thought, what do I need to do? So I sort of reached out to, I sort of looked around the sort of crypto scene, sort of seeing if I could get any advice from anyone. And then I came across XPUNKS and what they were doing on the XRP. I think it was pretty much brand new when when I found them. And I thought, these guys are on LinkedIn. Let me just send them a message. And I think it was Bastian. I sent a message, and he got back to me. He was really receptive, really helpful. And then he was like, I really like your idea, because I think they're anime fans as well. And then from there, it was sort of, okay, this is my vision. I had a team. I've got a cousin who's a developer. I've got a friend who's a developer. We started building a proper team now, and we thought, okay, we've got some advice from these guys who have been there, done that, and been really successful. Let's go and implement it with our vision. And we just, step by step, we sort of said, okay, the next thing we need to do is to get 10,000 of these. How do we do that? And then we just research. Everything's on YouTube. Like, you can find everything on YouTube on how to build a roadmap, how to write a white paper. In terms of the development side, like if you don't know coding, or if you know someone that does, Zum and there's so many SDKs out there for people to like integrate and build so many things from the ledger. So it's really just like putting in some time and effort. You've got to really make sure it's what you want to do. We all have day jobs, but every minute of our personal time is spent on this because we love it and we're building something really cool. So it's really just think of an idea. If you love it and you enjoy it, just do some research. Like I literally YouTube how to do this, how to do that, even if it's the simplest thing. And there's so many ways to do it. And then reach out to people. So many people are approachable. Like even if people think I could help, like just send a message, like LinkedIn, Twitter, anywhere. You never know when people will reply. And when you're building for the XRPL, when you're trying to create some really cool stuff in the space, like we want as many projects to thrive and do well as possible. So everyone's more than happy to help.
Absolutely. And it's quite eye-opening how actually collaborative the space is when you actually do start reaching out to people.
Yeah.
Because you do think like it's like this kind of secret boys club, as to speak, but obviously it clearly isn't. I've reached out to people during my time within cryptocurrency, and generally 90% of the people are generally nice and helpful, and for instance, just from my experience, like I say, everybody's generally nice and they just want to help you.
Yeah.
Right? So don't feel scared to reach out to people, right, Alex? Just reach out to people. I'm sure they'll be more than happy to help you. Next question, Alex. Why XRPL? What obviously did you go through a process of picking what chain you wanted to do, or was it kind of a passion to kind of build on XRPL straight away?
I definitely had to think about it. I've known about XRP for a long time. I've always been a fan of it. I've just thought out of every cryptocurrency that there is out there, I think when I first got into crypto, I only really heard of XRP, Bitcoin, and Ethereum. It was like 2016. I wasn't really degenerating into anything else. So those three in my head were always sort of at the top, and I knew Ethereum done NFTs, but like my experience building them, selling them, buying them, whatever it was before, it was rubbish. Like, to put it bluntly, like, it was slow, it was expensive, and it's like, oh, if anyone wants to get one of, like, I want people to feel good about buying one of our NFTs or one of our tokens or playing our game. I don't want them to go, oh, I want an NFT and now I have to spend $300 on gas for no reason, or things like that. And then when I found out that, and I was just doing some research to projects, and I found out that there was a system coming into place, XLS20, for XRP. I thought, and then I saw what XPUNKS had done. I thought it's a no-brainer. It's the technology's, in my opinion, 10 times better than what's out there. And Ripple as a company are a great company. They're reputable. I know everything going for the moment, but that's going to pass. And then I thought there was no reason for me to do this on any other blockchain but the XRPL. So that was pretty much the thinking behind it.
Okay, that makes complete and utter sense. And a lot of other projects have made similar decisions based on the information that they had available at the time. And it's great to see that XLS20 has been voted in and it's had general consensus now. So obviously we'll be seeing that over the forthcoming weeks, months. I think it's weeks now, isn't it? So everybody's lining up to get their tokens swapped over for the NFTs and start minting, right? And it's an exciting time, and it's an exciting team for the onXRP team, because obviously we've been sat here waiting for XLS20, and we kind of sat there, and then like Kai rang me and it's like, yes, it's about to go down. And I'm like, yes, no, you guys have got to get to work now, man. There's a lot of work to be done. And they were like, yeah, this is the exciting time. So now, like, they're getting everything ready, obviously, for the NFT marketplace and everything like that. So there's a lot of work happening behind the scenes with them. So yeah, it's exciting times for everybody who's involved within the space, especially on obviously who are building on XRPL. Next thing I want to kind of understand, I want to find out a little bit more about the game and the consumer journey. So can you talk me through what the consumer journey is going to be like from someone buying in, getting their NFT, going into the game, using it, and what is that going to look like?
Yeah, so I haven't really spoken much about how the game's going to work, but I guess this is a good place to speak. So essentially, I don't know if you've ever played Yu-Gi-Oh! Or like anyone who's played Yu-Gi-Oh! Or any other similar sort of anime card games, Pokemon and stuff like that. You'll give you a similar feel. We love the way that works and the competitiveness of that. So we've tried to get that as a good base. And so essentially, once you have your NFT, and you load up our game and you connect your wallet, and you'll know what NFT. So it's in your best interest not just to have one. You want to have a hand, a deck. At the moment, it's going to be 3 monster cards, warrior cards. So that'll be like your Anbu Legends. So out of the 10,000 warriors, it'll be good to pick 3 of those for your match. And then we're going to introduce. We mentioned it before, like support cards, like magic cards, trap cards, things that do different things throughout the battle. So you'll connect your wallet, you'll see your cards, you'll post up, you'll challenge someone. Say me and you loaded into the game, I'll send you a challenge, and you will accept or decline. And that challenge could have things like a wager involved. That challenge could have things like a trade involved. It could just be a free, fun game. And then you'll load up the game. You'll go round by round. You'll have each NFT has certain moves depending on its traits, which will have different effects, and obviously different traits have different rarities, which will be different amount of strengths. So there's going to be loads of different ways to play this game, to strategize and make sure you're doing the right things. But then, yeah, you'll get into the game. There'll be a layout. We've started building some 3D arenas, which is pretty cool. And then there'll be a sort of bird's eye view of the card game, and then you just go from there. You battle it out, see who wins.
I love it. I love it. Love a good old animated card game. I love that idea and concept. So, in terms of your roadmap, obviously you needed XLS20 to be able to mint your NFTs, right? Which are going to be effectively your cards within the game based on how you're explaining it, right? Yeah. Then obviously the game. Obviously, there's a lot of development I understand that goes into a game, and it's hard to bring a game to market. So obviously the mint NFT is going to happen next. How long will it take for you guys to actually develop a game, and when you looking to actually launch the game?
In terms of like timings and where we're going and stuff like that. Yes, I was saying that originally we were expecting probably beginning of next year to start getting like a beta out, but things have sped up, which is great, because like I met a guy called Alex about 7 months ago. Really smart, energetic 3D designer / game designer, technical rigger. He's a really cool guy, and he came to me and was like, I've got a really cool idea, and I was like, that's an amazing idea. I'd love to help you, but at the moment, this is what I'm building. Potentially, you could help me, because we had people we were going to work with. But as you know, gaming studios, they do cost a lot of money. It's a lot of time. Doesn't always give you what you want. Like working with a proper company, you don't get that sort of feel. And when Alex came to me and he showed me some of the work he's done before, and I was like, this is amazing. Some of the people that he's got in his team. So he was like, yeah, if you can advise and help us out a bit on this, we'll definitely help you build the game. It's something we can do. They're very familiar with things like Unreal Engine, and now with Unreal Engine 5 come out, there's so many possibilities, and it's sped up a lot of our work process. So to speak literally, so we've just developed, we've just got the arena built. Our game logic is I'd say 99% done. I don't want to say 100 because we might always go back and change certain things. In terms of coding that game logic now, our developer's on that, he's working on that and making sure that's done. So we're just building the visuals for it now. So we're building the arenas, we're making the 3D versions of the cards to be able to play in the game, and things like that. So I don't want to give an exact date, but I'd say if there's not a playable beta for our community out in the next sort of 3 months,
Wow.
then yeah, like, so in terms of what we want to create, Alex has really opened my eyes as to what Unreal Engine 5 can do and how much it can speed things up. And like, this just goes to anyone out there that wants to create a game. Like, I thought it was going to take so much longer. Some games will take longer. Like if you're building an open world shooter, it's going to take you a very long time. But when you're building a strategic card game, and the visuals, obviously they need to be cool, but it's all about how the game works and stuff like that. Unreal Engine 5 is a real game changer. Like the stuff that they've allowed you to do on there with our developers and with Alex being able to customize some of that. I'd say we'd have a playable beta. Maybe not with the NFT technology in it straight away, just as a game. Within the next, if we keep going at the pace we're going, I don't see why we can't have it in the next sort of three or 4 months or so.
So basically late summer with NFT integration, looking towards the latter end of the year, basically. Is that kind of
yeah,
goal?
and yeah, and one thing we're doing with our big, we're revamping our website to allow summoning, and loads of other stuff, is we are going to re-update our white paper, our roadmap, just because when we started this journey, the white paper explained stuff that we wanted to do and ways of doing things that was best for that time. And since then, loads of products have come out. Loads of people like onXRP, which weren't around when we started, have developed amazing things like the NFT marketplace and so many other cool things that are going to come. They've really helped us. That's really sort of said to us, okay, well, what do we really want to be? Do we want to be another NFT project that's just trying to do everything and focus like little parts of our team on certain areas? And a lot of projects like that don't do as well as they could have done, is if they just pick something that they really wanted to go forward for. And for us, that's the game. Yeah, we can build some other features, and we do have some other things that we're keeping, but why not work with some other projects and people like onXRP to help do that? Because we could have built an NFT marketplace, but onXRP is an amazing solution, and it allows us to then put more money and more time into building the coolest game possible.
Absolutely. So in terms of your community, how's that growing at the moment? Because obviously you probably started at zero, and obviously it's growing. So how are you finding community interaction and the growth of obviously your own internal community?
I love our community. Shout out to Simon Shaw Ram and Michael. They've really been holding it down. I don't know if people have been watching this, they probably know about some of those guys on the XRPL, but I love our community. Every week we have a quiz, and people love that. We've got a quiz master that runs that. When it talks about, like, they talk about anime, which just makes me happy. And then everyone's really supportive. Like I jump in calls with people in the community and like just keep them updated. And they're all like, yeah, just keep building, keep going, and going from zero to this. I mean, it's not hundreds or thousands of people. It's a small amount of people at the moment, especially the active ones in our Discord. But it really is like, what's the word? Satisfying, like, to know that people are getting enjoyment, people are getting hype and excited over something that me and the team have created, and it's something built out of a passion. It's not something built out of let's create a Web3 version of our company and make some money. It's literally we're doing this because we enjoy it. We want it to be done. I cannot wait for people to be able to play an Anbu Legend game and like have these anime themed characters and be as excited for it as I am, because I know there will be people out there. Like there's a bunch of communities that I've gotten in touch with that are like really keen on waiting for the game to drop and stuff like that. And so yeah, it's just been a wild ride. It's been very fun. It's been very it's been great to make people happy, and so far, and just hopefully we can deliver. Well, we will deliver, but we can do it sooner.
Great, and I've really enjoyed chatting to you today, Alex. So thank you for coming on. And I'm
no problem. Thank you for having me.
Your community and maybe a wider community will be watching from the outside in, and then maybe might take the step into your community. And look forward to, obviously, firstly, the minting of the NFTs, and then obviously we're going to come a little bit further down the line. And I wish you all the luck and every success in your development journey, because I know firsthand that it's not easy to develop things. And you think you're getting somewhere, and then you go 3 steps back. It's always a way. There's always pain. But once a wise man once said to me that if something was easy, then it wasn't worth doing in the first place. So it'll be worth it when you guys get there. And I really do wish you every single success in the future anyway, Alex. So thank you for coming on today, my friend.
Appreciate it.
And we'll look to hopefully have you on again once the game's live, right?
Yeah, no, definitely.
Good man. All right, well, onXRP community, this is the end of this podcast, and I'll see you guys next time.
Thank you for everyone.